So it is not necessary that the it can happen at times that the most important or the key attribute of the service provider can be different from the key attribute of the customers, right? So it is important to take care of key attributes of the customers. Then evaluating the positioning options, right? This Rise and Trot have suggested the three options, positioning option, that is strengthening the current position against competitors, right? How will you evaluate the positioning offers, right? See, we discussed about determining the level of positioning, identifying the key attribute, and locating this. Third is locating the attributes on the position map, right? There could be many factors, right, like quality and the price, right? It is important to locate the attributes on the position map, right? Whether for that type of the services, what is more important for the customer, the value or the quality of the service, right? At times the customer wants a service of a low quality. They can go with the low quality of the services, but the price should be low, or they want the high quality or a better quality of a services even if the price is high, or high quality services at low prices, right? So locating the attributes on a position map, right? And then again you have to compare it with the competitors, right? Then evaluating the positioning options. What is evaluating the positioning option? That is Rise and Trot have suggested the three positioning offer. First is strengthening the current position against competitors, right? That is it improves the one's sell services and thus strengthening the one's current position against the competitors, and this is done in such a way no direct attack is done, that is direct attack is avoided, that is strengthening the one current position against the competitors, right? That is the one tries to strengthens the one's current position against the competitors, right? Then identify the unoccupied market position, right? This option seeks to identify the market gap and fill them through improved services offering, right? In this that is the service provider try to occupy that market by providing a good type of the services in that market. And repositioning the competitor, this means that repositioning frequently in order to outperform the competition is possible through innovation and promotion, that is outperforming the repositioning the competition, that is when you directly compete with the competitors, and this can be done through innovation and promotion. Irrespective of the position option is chosen, the positioning must be meaningful, believable and unique. Whether you want to strengthen your own position, whether you want to occupy unoccupied position or the market, or whether you want to directly compete with the competitors, that is repositioning of the competition, anything could be done. Irrespective of positioning option is chosen, the positioning must be meaningful, believable and unique. Okay? Type of positioning. What are the type of positioning? Positioning by attributes, right? How can you position? You can position on the basis of attribute, right? That a service provider may position itself based on the attributes or the features, right? Like that is restaurant can position on the basis of the themes or on the basis of the quality of the product, right? So this is positioning on the basis of attribute, right? That is the theme based resort and hotels, right? That is when you are positioning on the basis of attributes, right? Then positioning by benefits. What is positioning by benefit? It is focused some benefit that the customer receives from using a specific services. Example, online ticket booking, right? Offer special discounts on ticket booking if payment is done by us by a specific type of a card or by using UPI, or other offers are there. This is positioning by benefits, right? If you are right, so it is focused on the benefit that the customer receives by using the specific services, right? If you will book a ticket online, you will get 10% off, right? So this is positioning by benefits. If you will book your ticket through this app, right, you will get cashback, right? This is positioning by benefit. If you will pay to the merchant by this, you will get cashback, or you can purchase something like that, right? This is positioning by benefit. So positioning by attribute, and positioning by attribute, when you position your product on the basis of the attributes or characteristics. Positioning by benefit, when you focus on the benefits that a customer receives by using the specific services. Positioning by the competitors, right? When you position the service in comparison to the services offered by the competitors, right? What your competitor is offering, when you position yourself on the basis of that, then that is known as the positioning by the competition. Suppose if some service provider is providing the A type of these services at 10 rupees, then you can provide it at 10 rupees or 9 rupees or at 11 rupees. That depends on the quality and many other factors, right? So positioning by the competition, right? And then the price based positioning, right, focuses on the relationship between the price and the quality, as well as the consumer perceptions of the product values. When you position yourself on the basis of the price, right, price, say in for recharge, mobile recharge, whosoever will give us a recharge of the lower value for the same days, people will try to switch to that service provider. So this is price on the price based on the that is positioning based on the price. And the best example is Jio. When Jio started offering this SIM and talk time free of cost, right? People switched, or people moved or people migrated from their service provider to the Jio, right? So this is price based positioning, right? So positioning as a leader, again you can position yourself as a leader. You are the one who started something like life insurance corporation, right? Itself is the number one life insurance category, right? Because the life insurance is the one who started with these type of things. Leader who is the leader? Who initiates, right? Who starts something, that they are known as the leader. So position as a leader plays a very important role, although there are certain risks associated with it, right? So you can position yourself as a leader, right? Or user positioning. User positioning means the service is positioned for a specific target group, right? Like Indian Railway catering and tourism operation plans certain pilgrimage, right? So when you are positioning yourself on the basis of the users, right? Pilgrimage for the elderly people, right? So position for a specific target group. Then the user application positioning. The service is positioned as best for certain application, right? See, some bank can say that we are the best at providing the home loans or car loans, right? And you can get our car loans from our bank easily, or the home loans from our bank easily, right? We are the one who provides the personal loans without much problems, right? So user application positioning, right? The service is positioned as the best for certain applications, right? For certain applications we are the best, right? So this is user application positioning. So positioning is what? I hope this is clear to you. What is positioning? Positioning is craving, that is craving a niche, or carving carving a niche in customer's mind, that is known as positioning, right? So this could be done. The strategies for positioning, there could be many strategy, but whatever strategy a company opts or the marketer opts, right, the important thing is that that strategy could be good and unique, right? Pricing decisions. Now, pricing decision is again a very important thing, right? Because price plays a very important role in service industry, right? Because why it is why price plays a very important role? Because of the characteristics of this service, right? They are intangible, perishable, no one can own anything, and for that thing, for those services, people feel like that we are paying more or less, right? So pricing is a very tricky thing in service industry, right? In determining the price of the services, the one characteristics which has a greater impact is their perishability, and the fact that fluctuation in demand cannot be met through inventory, because there is no inventory in service industry. So perishability. So one thing which impacts the price is the perishability, right? And that fluctuation in demand cannot be met through inventory, right? Demand can go high or demand can go low, so fluctuation cannot be maintained through inventory. Say suppose hotel and airlines offer the low rates in off season, right? That is how the pricing strategy can be used to offset the perishable characteristics of the services, because in off season people don't prefer to visit that particular place, right? So that the airline reduces their prices, as well as the hotel reduces their prices, while during the peak season the prices goes up, right? Another characteristic of service that create a problem in prices is the high content of intangible component. So first thing is perishability, which creates a problem, then the intangibility, right? The higher the intangibility, the more difficult to calculate the cost, and the greater tendency towards the non-uniform services, right? So intangibility, that is, there is a intangible, that is for example the fees of a doctor. A similar pediatrician, one pediatrician might be charging 1000 rupees, another might be charging 500 rupees or 1500 rupees, right? And lawyer or consultant, right? So intangible, right? In such cases, the price may sometimes be settled through negotiation between the buyer and seller, right? In service such as the dry cleaning, the tangible component is higher, the service provider is homogeneous. It is easier to calculate the cost on a unit basis and have a uniform pricing policy, right? Then for a dry cleaner, the prices are fixed, that for a sari will charge this, for ladies suit, for the gent suits the charges are fixed, because these are tangible, while for intangible services, right, the prices cannot be fixed. And the third characteristics is tangible, perishability, tangibility, right, or intangibility are the characteristics of this. Intangibility is the characteristic of the service industry, right? So it impacts the pricing decision. The third characteristics to be kept in mind while determining the price is the price are subject to regulation either by the government or by the industry or the trade association. In such cases, the producer has no freedom to determine their own prices. For example, there are certain goods, right, the government determine the prices, that these prices cannot go up, right, they decide the prices, or the traders association decides the price, that the price cannot go up, right? So thus the producer has no freedom to determine their own prices, right? Then again, non-monetary cost plays a very important role in deciding the price, right? What is the role of non-monetary cost? Role of non-monetary cost, right? It plays a very important role, and this can be divided into, this non-monetary cost can be divided into many things, like the time cost. Time cost is what? Because services are inseparable, most of them would require direct participation of consumer, right? And the time required by the consumer include actually the time interaction with the service provider, right? That is, they are not, the consumer is not only spending the money for the services, but also sacrificing the time, right? And they need to travel from one position, from one place to another place at times to get this service done. That involves the additional monetary cost, right? So this non-monetary cost plays a very important role, right? That is the time cost, right? The time cost is what? Time cost is the consumer spends time in finding out the service provider, or when they go to the service provider, right? So this is the time cost. Then the search cost, efforts by the consumer in searching the information, finding the alternatives, evaluating the alternatives, right? Typically search costs are greater in case of service as compared to goods, right? There are number of reasons, right? Because many services it is difficult to know price in advance. So search cost plays a very important role. The time cost, the search cost, then the psychic cost again plays a very important role. That is, it includes the fear of not understanding, or fear of rejection, or fear of uncertainty, right? That is the psychic cost. Suppose someone has applied for the loan in the bank and there is a fear of rejection of the loan application, right? So at times the customer may find the service product difficult to understand, right? Like various options of life insurance difficult to use, like this is the psychic cost, where there is a fear of rejections or understanding or uncertainty, right? Which policy I should buy? Psychic cost. Is it good for me, right? What will I get? I am not able to understand and compare between the various policies, right? So this is the psychic cost. So pricing strategies, there are the three pricing strategies actually. That is the cost to firm. The first strategy is cost to firm. The another strategy is competitors pricing, and third is value to customer, right? Then the cost based pricing, that is cost to firm. Cost based pricing, right? This cost based pricing assumes that the cost of unit of output can be determined, and that certain profit element is added to that determine the price. What is cost based price? That is, there are certain fixed cost and the overhead cost, and a particular profit margin is added to it, then we can fix up the price. Suppose that is the fixed cost. Fixed cost includes the say machinery cost, right? Then land cost, right? Then again there are certain other overhead costs, like raw material cost, and then you have to pay to the employees, right? And electricity cost, right? And then other some overhead cost, some other cost is included. And suppose this is the total cost, right? For the manufacturing of the product or the services, and then how much profit margin you want. I want 20% profit margin, 30% profit margins. So this profit margin has been included in the total cost, and then the price has been fixed on this, right? So cost price has been fixed on the basis of fixed cost plus overhead cost plus profit margin. Then whatsoever amount comes out, that could be the price of that service or the product, right? Then another could be the competition based pricing. What is competition based pricing? That is pricing our competitors' price and action. Under this approach, firms have three main options, right? The competitors based is, that is when it is on the basis of the competitors, right? Pricing or competitors price and action, right? The three main options: fix the price at the level that the competitor is charging, right? So you are they are the competitors and you are charging the same, almost same. Fix the price at the level that the competitor is charging, right? Above the competitors or below the competitors, right? The decision is influenced by various factors, right? And various factors like your USPs, level of competitions, firms marketing positions, right? So it depends on the various factor when you place a price on the basis of competition. You can place equal, you can charge equal prices or low prices or high prices. That depends on many other factors, right? Then third pricing is the value based pricing. Value based pricing is what? When determining the price to be charged, the value based pricing approaches take the customer's perspectives into account, right? This is the pricing strategy in which the customer's perspective has been taken into account, right? The price is charged, the price to be charged is determined by the customer perceptions of the value that the product or service provide and what they are willing to pay for that value. The perceived value of services rises depend on the customer's group, right? So what is the perception? Customer perception is, that is the, it is determined the customer perception to value of that product or the services, how the customer perceives about that services. This service is not required, right? How they perceive that service and that and what they are willing to pay. Even if this is required or not required, I'll pay only this much, right? How they perceive that services and how much they are willing to pay, right? The perceived value of services depending on the customer group. So it depends, this perceived value totally depends on the group of the customer, right? Value as low price. Some customer may perceive value if the service is available at the reduced or low price, right? That is the when the customer perceive, that is perceive the value, when the customer may perceive value of services available at the reduced or low price, right? So in that, pricing strategies could be the discount pricing or the psychological pricing or the penetration pricing, right? Discount pricing, when the customer perceives customer perceives the value as a low price, this, that I don't want to pay more for that. That is the discount pricing, right? Discount pricing is what? Discount pricing is when you offer certain discount on the services, right? Suppose if you are providing a services and if you will take our services because of certain reason we are giving discount of 20%. Psychological pricing is what? Psychological pricing is that is keeping it under a certain value, like 999. This is a psychological pricing, that even if it is just 1 rupee less than 1,000 rupees, but everyone feels like it was only 999, I purchased it, it was below 1,000 rupees, right? We can say it is below 1,000 rupees. So this is psychological pricing, right? And it plays a very important role. 899 rather than saying 900, 899 below 900 rupees, right? 499 below 500 rupees, right? Not even 500 rupees, right? So this is the psychological pricing. It plays a very important role when they perceive the value as low price, right? Discount pricing. And the penetration pricing is when company wants to penetrate into the market, they can offer the prices at offer the services at low prices. Example is Jio, right? When they wanted to penetrate to the market, right, what they offered, that free SIM, free talk time, free internet, right? So penetration pricing was very low. Or after that, they priced very low as compared to the competitors, right. Then value as benefit, right. So value as low price and value as benefit, right. These customers consider the suitability, quality, features, benefit they receive from these services are the most important factor in determining the value of the services rather than the price, right. What benefit will they get from the services, right, the features or the benefits, right. That is there could be the prestige pricing, aims to attract the premium market segment. The service price reflects the status of the target customer, right. Then the skimming pricing involves launching a service at a high initial price, right. So when you this is this value as a benefit, that what benefit we will get from this service, right, and this is known as value as a benefit, right. And right, in our next lecture we will discuss about the place decision, that is the distribution of the services. That's all for today. Thank you very much. Namaskar.